Just give me 1 second. It broke. So I've taken 2 weeks off from making videos. I don't know, I just kept going and going and going and I got tired. But I'm back now. Let's just hope no more things break on me. But during the past few weeks while I haven't made any videos, I've just been relaxing. Been watching movies, I've tested out that Apple Vision Pro a little bit more. And if you haven't seen that video, please feel free to watch it. Link will be in the description. But I've been scrolling on a lot of Twitter. You can call it what you want, it's Twitter. And the one hashtag I've seen trending non-stop has been the Switch 2. Now of course that's nothing new, I've seen the Switch 2 trend multiple times over the past couple years. I think I see the Nintendo Switch 2 trend about 3 times a week. I get that a lot of things are pointing towards a new Nintendo console coming out this year, and I couldn't be more excited. I think the Switch has had a great run, and I couldn't be more excited to see what they bring out here later in the year or next year. And I want to see Nintendo make a more powerful console. I really think they need it. Have you seen Mortal Kombat 1 run on the Switch? There you go. I just think it's time for Nintendo to make a new console regardless. My girlfriend's Switch heats up to the point of jet engine noises when she loads Animal Crossing, but that's besides the point. With all this talk I've seen non-stop about a new console coming out this year or next year, I figured we could cover something that we've all come across at some point. Fake console leaks. You know, the ones that are clearly CG renders for something that realistically doesn't look like it could exist. I put these in the same category of those fake movie posters that your mom shares on Facebook, and I can't wait for Fleetwood Mac the movie to come out, so coming soon, remember? But with that being said, let me just cover a couple of these fake console leaks that I just thought were interesting or ones that were memorable to me. And if I didn't cover any that you might have remembered, please feel free to mention them in the comments because I just like looking back at weird things like this. So starting off here, we have the Nintendo DS Lite Compact. I had this video idea for about a month and a half now, and it took me about that month and a half to find this video. I think this came out around 2007 or 2008, and I had a piano black Nintendo DS, which was fun, but when you see something like this, blows your mind and you instantly want it. I don't think I understood that this wasn't a real thing. And I remember showing this to my parents and saying, I want this, and they kind of had to explain to me, this isn't real. You can't have something that doesn't exist. So it like kind of folds out, but then the screen can switch out and it's super thin. I really love the attention to all the piano music playing in the back here. And I always thought it was so interesting, the way the back triggers looked on this. The Nintendo DS Compact Lite is what it was called. But that would have been such an amazing idea. You know, it folds out, but then you could flip the screen up so the screen doesn't get damaged. I still don't think you could have something like that today. It just, I don't know, that technology doesn't seem like it's that advanced yet to where you can make something that functionality-wise works like that. But that's the first one on my list here. I figured I'd cover that because, I don't know, it's something that I remember really good. Now, next one on my list here that I remember is called the Nintendo On. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Nintendo Wii, I believe the code name for it was the Nintendo Revolution. The last 2 letters of Revolution are O and N, which is on. I remember watching this, I don't know, I was like 6 years old or something. This was after the Wii came out, and I was so confused what this thing could be. The video I remember watching just kind of covered the Nintendo consoles up until that point, and then decided to show Super Mario 64 Peach's Castle, and it would zoom out, and I believe that zoom out was more Peach's Castle, but then that cut to like a gaming headset, like a VR headset. Now, of course, this was fake. Looking into it, it was made by an artist named Pablo Belmonte. I would later figure out who this guy was because he made an amazing Majora's Mask leak. I think it was going to be a Majora's Mask remake for the Wii U. I don't know, it was a fake leak that came around before E3 that year, but this guy's made some amazing stuff. He also made the Super Mario Galaxy for the DS, and I think that was just, it's great. But again, this is going on fake console leaks, and this is what I remember. It was a fake gaming headset for the Nintendo On, and I don't know, it fooled me, but again, I think I watched this a little bit too late to really get excited for it because I watched it after the Wii was already out. Now, one thing I saw after the Wii was already out that made me super excited was the Wii phone. It was a picture of a Wii remote with a number pad on it that had Mario World playing on it, and it looked like a phone. Now, obviously, you could tell this was like 2006, 2007, whenever this mock-up was made, because smartphones weren't necessarily a huge thing yet. And I see so many photos now, just looking this up, of mock-ups for this Wii phone. But do you remember this? Do you remember looking at videos that were these fake mock-ups, and obviously it was Windows Movie Maker, Let the Bodies Hit the Floors playing. I would spend hours on these and just get so excited for them. And I genuinely thought this was real to some extent. Like, I wanted my first phone, whenever I got it, to be the Wii phone. And with how far technology's come, I'm surprised no one has actually made something like this or something that looks like this. This leads me to that GameCube portable picture that you'd always see. It kind of reminds me of the Video Now. I don't know, it had a laptop kind of flip up screen. It looked weird, but it had a full, you know, disc card slot in it and it would play GameCube games. Now there's actually a really great video that came out about a year ago by the YouTuber Ginger of Oz, who made this into a real playable thing. It's like 15 minutes long, but you should honestly go watch it because it turns that concept into something real. Which leads me back to saying, they should make that Wii phone some type of playable thing. Now going back, talking about all those old videos that were made in Movie Maker, one of my favorites that I always remember seeing was the PlayStation 4, 5, the Xbox 720. The mock-ups I remember seeing for the PlayStation 4 were, I don't know how to explain them. I don't even think it was PlayStation 4, it was like PlayStation X, which was a real thing, but I don't think that's what we're talking about here. The Xbox 720 always showed this weird kind of spherical round console hybrid thing. Obviously you're looking at it right now because I'm putting it on the screen. Another one that was really weird was the Xbox 720. The logo was blue and it kind of looked like a console computer thing is laid flat on its side. And I remember freaking out thinking the next Xbox definitely is going to be called the 720. Like, why wouldn't it be called the 720? There's that movie Real Steel that came out that had an Xbox 720 logo in the movie. And I figured if I Am Legend can have the Batman versus Superman logo in it, why isn't this Xbox 720 going to be a real thing? But we got the Xbox One, and that fully made me want to play PlayStation from there on out. Now, speaking of PlayStation, there was that commercial that fooled me for the PlayStation 9. I don't really remember this commercial too much, but the console was an orb and it just said PS9 on it. Now, this isn't really a fake console leak by any means because I believe it's an actual PlayStation commercial they put out for a console that still has yet to exist. One that also tricked me though for PlayStation was the PS4 Slim leak. There's a brief gap there after the Wii U came out and I realized it was garbage, and the PlayStation 4 Slim actually coming out, that I didn't play any video games at all, till finally some of my friends convinced me to get one, so I picked one up. So I never had the luxury of having a first generation PlayStation 4, and the only thing I remember seeing them was at my friend's house or the memes of them looking like an eraser. But the thing that always stuck out to me was the fake leaks for the PS4 Slim that looked like one little eraser. The disc tray was on the side, which I thought was cool, and I don't know, it just looked like a thin, sleek console for some reason. Looking back at this thing, it looks really implausible and fake, but I believed it was real. But again, I was not playing any video games at this time, so I was like, seems legit. One more recently I remember is the PS5 development kit. A couple years ago, I'd always see this picture floating around, and obviously that's not what the console ended up looking like, but I think this was just a dev kit. I also haven't done much research into this though, so this could be just another fake mock-up entirely. This falls into that weird category for me, like the Boomerang controller for the PlayStation or the first leak of the DualShock 4. But again, we're talking about fake leaks here. So to round this out where this video started, let me talk about some Switch 2 just dumb things I've seen for this fake console. So I saw this one a couple months ago for the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. Apparently it was a user manual that leaked out for the next generation Nintendo console. The Joy-Cons look just about the same, but there's a few differences on them, and people have actually made mock-ups of this thing. It's stuff like this that I just think makes people overreact for no reason, and that's the reason I'm seeing this trend on Twitter every other week. But I mean, come on, just wait till Nintendo says something. Wait till Sony announces the PS5 Pro. Wait till Xbox announces their new consoles officially. I don't know, this video was super random. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I don't imagine it's gonna be super long as my other videos are. I just wanted to take a couple minutes and just look at some fake console leaks that I remember very, very well and have been fooled by many times. Whenever the Nintendo Switch 2 does officially get announced, I will be super excited for that. But in the meantime, I can just look at these fake Joy-Cons that serve no purpose and wonder how they're supposed to work. Look at that. I mean, how do they clip on? It doesn't make any sense. Well, thank you for watching this video. My name's Devin. If you're interested in seeing any of my other videos, please feel free to click on them. Like, comment, subscribe. That only helps me out. And we'll see you in next week's video. Bye.